Do 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 da 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 do. No, that's an old video. I'm live. That's interesting. Yeah. Okay, I think we're okay now. Yeah, we are. Okay, we're on the air, baby. Boom, baby. We're on the air. Okay, we're on the air. Give me 1 second here. I'm just letting some people know. Okay. Groovis, move us. Groovis, move us. Groovy, a movie. Have messy. Oh my god, Becky, look at her butt. Her butt is so wide. Listen, do live shit? Hold on. Do 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 do. Okay, so yeah, it's weird. That's weird. Screw that noise. The first couple shows are going to be like this because I'm flying without a net here. No one's going to call it. No one's watching. Someone may come back and watch this later, but no one's watching. You know, I mean, David Letterman always joked that no one's watching his show, and people were. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding around here. No one's watching this. Who'd watch this? Some guy with blonde hair. If it was purple running everywhere, that'd be different. But you know, no one's watching this. Not even little black spiders that are, you know, just running around in my brain. Let's. Little black spiders. Little black spiders. Little black spiders. Little black spiders. Do 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 do. Ha ha ha. Jimmy Carr. Black spiders, do do do, black spiders, do do, little black spiders, little black spiders. Okay, that's depressing. Let's go to the New York Times. Let's see what's going on here. Targeted killings are terrorizing Afghans and no one is claiming them. Well, the fucking fuck world. Pence welcomes futile bid by GOP lawmakers to overturn election. What? Pence was telling judges or some shit to like not pay attention to these frivolous lawsuits about trying to make him overturn the electoral college results and give the election to Trump. So what the fucking fuck is this? Vice President Mike Pence signaled support on Saturday for a futile Republican bid to overturn the election in Congress next week, as when 11 senators who are traitors to the Constitution would vote to reject President-elect Joseph R. Biden Jr.'s victory. That's just annoying. That's just annoying. That's fucking ridiculous. It's like, will you just fucking give up? Will you just fucking give up? For fuck's sake, why? What the fuck? The group led by Senator Zodiac Killer Cruz of Texas brings to nearly one quarter the proportion of Senate Republicans who have broken with their leaders to join the effort to invalidate the victory of Biden. Invalidate. What's interesting about the word invalidate? It means that Biden's election is valid. It's valid, people. The fact that it's valid and they're trying to overturn it, it's ridiculous. This is driving me fucking nuts. Trump lost. Trump is the most losing president ever because he recounted in Oklahoma, lost. Recounted in Georgia, lost. He recounted in Pennsylvania, lost. He's lost the election more times than there were voters. He is a loser, and he is going to be he's leaving. He's leaving. Countdown in 17 days. He's out of here. And the Republicans. I don't know why Trump has come back to DC. He abandoned his own New Year's Eve party to go and fly back to Washington early, probably to support these bozos trying to overturn the election. Come on. For fuck's sake, give in. You lost. You're a loser. Embrace your loserhood and just move on with your goddamn life. I mean, you've lost so many things. I mean, you've lost at winemaking, you've lost at stakes, you've lost buildings and casinos, and business ventures have failed right and left. You owe millions of dollars in taxes. Come on, you're a loser. You're the big fat loser. You're the weakest link. Goodbye. Go, shoo. Go back under a rock. And we'll pick up that rock, and then the AG of New York will hand you papers, because the AG of New York is going to charge you with so many violations of law that you're going to be buried in just the summons. You'll suffocate from being summoned. There's so many of them, for fuck's sake. Still vaping after all these minutes. Whatever. 25 watts. This is the Boost. It's a beast. I visited my nephew today. It was interesting. He is, 26, give or take. I'm a bad uncle. And we talked about stuff. I mean, I talked about this summer. I'm on a limited income, and I ran up all my credit cards ordering stuff like the stream cam we're using right now, and in fact, most of this computer I'm running it on, which my nephew built for me, I bought on credit that I don't have. I'm in debt for quite a bit of money. I also have outstanding medical bills, like a lot of people do. That's why I'm taking control of my life again, bits and pieces. And one way I'm doing this is I went to credit.org. Actually, I called them up. But credit.org is a legitimate website, A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, that helps you get out of debt. They deal with credit card debt mainly. But for me, they also found my outstanding medical debt, which is substantial. I have health issues out the wazoo. I have neuropathy in my hands and feet. I'm prone to getting infections like staph infection if I have a wound on my foot, and both of my feet have wounds right now, and they're being tended for by a podiatrist, Dr. Stanley, who is she's a tough person. Jimmy Carr. She's great. Love her to pieces. And I had a wound on my right foot that I ended up being really stupid with and fucking with a knife to cut away calluses, and like blood didn't bother me. it's like so much blood from cutting your foot with a knife to cut away the calluses because you don't like the rough calluses. Um, I lost two toes, littlest toes on my right foot, gone. It affects my gait when I walk. I was walking, depending like on flat, like I'm not really sure what it is with the shoes I've got now. I was walking somewhere recently and I kept rolling out, which exacerbated. I have a small wound where the toe used to be and exacerbated that wound. So it affects my gait a little bit, and the neuropathy doesn't help because I can't feel my feet. My left foot has a small wound on it, which is healing up really nicely. Now the right foot's acting up. And the left foot will heal up, and then I will overcompensate for the wound on the right foot, and the left foot will reopen, and then the right foot will heal, and then I'll compensate, and it just never fucking ends. I'm going to see a specialist in infectious disease to see about the near constant, or the frequent infections that I get. Isn't this fun? And going to take care of my feet, basically. Wear socks, either bandaged socks, comfortable shoes. I'm going to keep my feet. I don't want to lose my feet. I'm not diabetic. Neuropathy usually hits people who are diabetic, and I'm not diabetic. I've never had the problem. I've always been good. My cholesterol's good. I'm losing weight. I'm about 400 pounds of lovable teddy bear. Jimmy Carr. And physically, I have high blood pressure and obesity and the neuropathy and thyroid, hypothyroid. And there's autoimmune shit because I had ITP, which is a low platelet count disorder thing, idiopathic thrombocytopenic. I don't know. Thrombocytocytic purpura. There we go. And so, low platelet count. My immune system, there's something weird going on. That's why I wanted to see a clinical immunologist, but they're sending me to infectious disease specialist. I'm like, okay, I'll see her. I'll mention I want to see an immunologist and see if she will let me see one, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Do not pass go. Do not collect any money. God forbid you pay your medical bills. Oh, let me finish that. Credit.org. Long story short, with the I was at a place where I have to make minimal payments on my credit cards, and it was about $300 a month out of my budget for that same amount. And I'm on a fixed income. I'm on disability, Social Security disability for depression and anxiety. I can't hold on a regular job because of it. And SSDI saved my life. I'd be living with my sister in one room. I wouldn't have my cats or my apartment, or probably this computer even. I probably wouldn't even have a computer. I'd have, maybe a phone, maybe a smartphone if I was lucky. So it saved my life. And my sanity is pretty good. I was properly diagnosed finally as bipolar 2, which is, strangely enough, you would think that like it's bipolar 2. No, it's bipolar then bipolar 2. Bipolar 2 is a lesser version of bipolar. God help the people who are bipolar, because I've had dips and troughs, and they are no fun. Well, the manic phase is fun. They used to call it manic depression. Manic depression. Good Jimi Hendrix tune. Sandra Bernhardt did a great cover of it. She mixed it with close your eyes, don't relax. No, close your eyes, and relax. Everything is all right. From Jesus Christ Superstar, and then she would go into manic depression and back and forth. A nice mashup. But interesting. I'm distracted by shiny objects, and I've got a couple shiny objects on my screen here, which I wonder. Do 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 do. That's better. Now I have fewer shiny objects on my screen, and I can see things better. That's kind of cool. I like that. So, what was the key command? Right? Did you see I'm dying? I can see I'm. Where's the magic finger? Fuck you. I am Dionysus Ganesha. That is my magic name. I am pagan. I am a Wiccan. I am a second degree witch and priest in the braided wheel tradition, an eclectic North American Wicca tradition, founded in the 1980s by Lady Scheherazade. She's the mother of braided wheel. So I've been practicing Wicca for over 25 years, so I know a thing or two. I'll be talking and probably chanting and singing and talking about pagan stuff, amongst other things. What other things are you going to find here? Well, I'll tell you. I'm going to rant about politics, religion, and the Great Pumpkin. I'm going to talk about whatever the fuck I want. I'm going to talk about religion. I'm going to talk about my religion. I'm going to try and talk about what I know about other religions as appropriate or inappropriate. I'll try to be as appropriate as possible. I respect religions as long as other people aren't being harmed. And, that's part of being Wiccan. There's the Wiccan Reed, which says, "And it harm none, do what thou wilt." As long as you're not hurting anybody, it's all right. Just do your thing. Be groovy. We can talk about the Wiccan Reed later, but the idea is, there are religions out there that are harmful, that spread inaccuracies or stop you from doing things. Like Prince was a Jehovah's Witness. Jehovah's Witnesses do not accept blood transfusions. It's against their religion. Because Prince was a Jehovah's Witness, he couldn't get a blood transfusion, he couldn't have surgery on his hips. So he was taking painkillers, and painkillers, and painkillers, and he overdosed. And that's a damn shame, because Prince was amazing. If you don't agree with me, fight me. If you haven't watched it, Google "My Guitar Gently Weeps" Prince. There was a live concert that George Harrison's son did for the Concert for Life, and what's this? Someone asked me about the hold on a sec. I gotta do this. Hi. We intro this program because I might be selling something. I got a gaming chair that I'm interested in. I'm selling a red and black faux leather gaming chair. He's starting the bid at $50. Oh, here we go. So he's asking me $50 for the chair, which I paid over $200 for. So I'm saying $200, and now I'll say nope, or he will say something else. Yeah, I got music going on in here. Hopefully you can't hear it because I've turned it down so I'm not banned in Argentina. They love me there, or they will. So, well, we'll hear back from Frankie later. Because Frankie's going to Hollywood. Now he's up to 75. Uh huh. Actually, I'd probably go to 120. Um, yeah. I will go down. Let's see. Agreed on the new chairs. Let's cut the crap and say 100. Because I'm tired. I'll take $100 for it. It's not worth $225. It's worth like $150 maybe. Let's see what he says for 100. I mean, $100. That is as low as I'll go on the chair. I want to make a C note on this thing. You know, which is about half of what I paid. I probably paid like I paid under 200 for it. I probably paid about 150 for it. So it's probably not really so worth $100. But I think it's $150 and it's pre-built. Well, like I said, if you could hook me up, I live in the same town as you on East Seneca Street. I'm gonna tell him, hit me up. What the fuck day is it? I'm tired. It's Sunday. Hit me up Monday or Tuesday. And if I have no one interested, I will seriously consider your offer. Have a good night, man. And thanks. Okay, cool. So, I mean, he's right. The chair's not worth 200. But you ask 200 and then you work your way down. And I'd love to make about 120 on the chair. 125 would be great. 125 would be awesome. But it might 125 is reasonable, I think. He's riding O-Town, $75. I'll probably try and talk him up to 80 or 90. And that'll be fine. That'll be like one less thing to worry about. I got so much stuff. I mean, look at all these books and things on the shelf, and like the box for my CPU cooler being boop. And all these books and things, which, you know, if they were on the Kindle, you know, it'd be so much easier because, you know, Kindles, I don't have a Kindle. But, you know, they're about this big. This was a nice 7-inch tablet that I bought, which is they still make custom Android ROMs for it because it's a really cool little tablet. But it's heavy compared to a Kindle. So I was going to basically just try and get it up and running with a newer ROM and use it as a Kindle. But it's heavier than a book, and it's just, I'm not going to do that. Doodle-doo. Do. Nobody's here. Who's here? Okay, that's the wrong server. Let me look here. Who's here? Nobody's here. Okay. So, yeah, there's that. Oh, Twitch. I got 2 Twitch viewers. Groovy. There's a nice chat room if you want to hop in there, and there's my Discord server if you want to hop on there and be loud and obnoxious and get banned for being obnoxious, and then you can come on with a different name and try again, and we'll have lots of fun playing Banhammer. Jimmy Carr. Man, let's get back. What was I getting? Oh, politics. I was looking at the web, and I was bitching about bloody buggery Republicans who are trying to block Biden's the election results that went to Biden. And I'm like, will you people just shut the fuck up? What is wrong with you people? What world are you living in where you think that Trump has a chance in hell of keeping his presidency? He lost. He lost a valid election. If anything, he lost an election that the Russians interfered in, and he still lost. The vote was, the vote was, I mean, Hillary had the popular vote, and Trump had the Electoral College, and, fuck the Electoral College. It's time to get rid of that thing, for reasons like that. And Biden got both. He got the popular vote, and, he got the Electoral College. But the point is that a lot of people still voted for Trump, and it's going to be a rough ride for Biden and Harris because we're still a divided country. And Biden, he's a decent man. I hope he can unite us. At least get people like Mitch McConnell to shut the fuck up. I'm just let's talk about Moscow Mitch for a minute here, because of him we don't have $2,000 checks coming our way. Because of him we don't have legalized cannabis in this country. Because of him there are a lot of progressive bills that have been passed by the Blue House that he's been sitting on for 8 years. Or at least 4. Let's say 4 years. He's just been, not doing his fucking job, which is to, vote on legislation. He's tabled so many things. And he's an obstructionist. He blocked Obama from appointing a Supreme Court justice, which was, within his means, it was his right to do so, 10 months out from the election. Let's see if we get this camera to back up a little bit. Sometimes if you go up here, that's worse. There we go. High anxiety. 10 months out, he wouldn't let him appoint a Supreme Court justice. 10 months out of his lame duck presidency, he would let him appoint a Supreme Court justice. 5 months out for Trump's lame duck presidency, and we get yet another fucker on the Supreme Court. And he's loaded up the Supreme Court for the next 20, 25, 30 years. It's a conservative court. And that is part of his legacy, is the bullshit Supreme Court now we got to deal with for the rest of my fucking life. I'm 50. I don't know if I look 50, but I'm 50, and I'll say that quite frequently, especially if I'm talking about pain in my lower back, or if I'm talking about the fact that I can't fucking remember things. 'Cause I'm 50! Cut me some slack. But Trump's legacy, and this was a quote from a historian whose name I do not have, but you can look this up. A presidential historian, an expert on the history of presidents, has said that Trump's legacy is 300,000 dead Americans. That's the number of people that we as a nation have lost to COVID-19, which Trump intentionally mishandled so that blue states, which were initially hit hard by it, would look bad in their handling of the pandemic. It was intentional. I mean, when they first announced COVID, this was after they had meetings with the Senate, with certain senators. And what did they do? Did they go to their constituents? Did they go and they sold stock? They knew the stock market was going to tank as soon as they announced that there was a pandemic coming. And they sold stock to make sure they could get paid. And like, really? That's not your fucking job. It's not your fucking job to take information and sell stock. It's your job to take information, disseminate it, and tell your people, tell your constituents what the fuck is going on. Really, I am ludicrously liberal. I am a democratic socialist. And like I've said before, if you're a Trumper, you're not going to have a good time. You're more than welcome to come on board my Discord server and talk to me and try and convince me of your wicked, evil, stupid ways. And we can laugh together about how dumb you are for towing the party line and for having a closed, tiny pea brain that doesn't accept things outside of your tiny little box. Open your eyes, open your fucking box, and there's a big world out there with lots of stuff in it. If you looked at my last video, I bitched about vaping. I'm still bitching about vaping, but I love it so. It's fun. Someone's beeping at me again. Let's see. Someone wants a chair. Who's beeping at me? Frankie. Oh, he's sending me a face. That's nice. That's cool. See you, Frankie. Okay, what's going on here? T just mentioned me in a comment. I got found out as... Okay, we're going to talk about Facebook. What happened with Facebook, which is fucking evil, and I'm addicted to it because I'm addicted to social media. Facebook. I was in a group on Facebook, and it's for a subculture. I won't mention which one because I don't want to drag this community through the mud, because for the most part it's a good community and very friendly and welcoming and nice community, and this woman felt comfortable enough in the community to bring up her kink, which is DDLL. I think it's DDLL. Let me think for a second here. It could be DDLG. Let me Google this shit. Yeah, DDLG. Age play. Daddy Dom, little girl. And I got these. I'll take these on and off because the glare, the reflection's annoying, but I need them to read because I'm 50. Daddy Dom, little girl is age play where the sub pretends that she's not an adult, but she's back in her childhood, and her dom is her daddy, and daddy takes care of me. And she felt comfortable enough to talk about her kink. And people started saying, that's gross, that's disgusting, that's pedophilia, you're sick. No, she's not. No, it has nothing to do with being a pedophile. It has nothing to do with all these horrible things. And first and foremost, you're kink shaming. The first rule of kink club is thou shalt not kink shame. You know, if it's not your kink, it's just NMK, not my kink. But go to town, have fun. You're consensual adults, have fun. Do what you want to do as consensual adults. Dress as a pony and pull a cart. Flog somebody. Tie someone up. Really pretty rope. Suspend someone from rope. Lock someone in a cage and call them a dirty slut. Do whatever you need to get some satisfaction, some gratification, some joy in this world. Whatever issues you may have that you're working on and working through, maybe your kink is part of it. Kink can help. And this woman felt comfortable enough to talk about her kink, and she was kink shamed. And I became a white knight and said, no kink shaming, no kink shaming, no kink shaming. And I reported each and every one of those fuckers to Facebook for harassment. And I made a mistake. I told them that I reported them. So they reported me for harassment or something. They reported me for something because something happened to my account where now if I want to post to any group on Facebook, I'm moderated. The moderator has to approve my post. But if it's a comment on someone else's post, it just goes up on live on Facebook. They can't even punish people properly. What the fuck, Facebook? There's no one to talk to on Facebook. There's no Facebook helpline. There's no phone number. There's no email address. Facebook owns everything you put on there. And if Facebook says bye-bye, you're fucked. I've been banned by Facebook a handful of times. So, I'm on their warning list kind of thing. For hate speech, for satirical comments that I made, which Facebook has no fucking sense of humor. I've used language like, I'm going to say some bad words. Actually, no, I'm not going to say some bad words, because who knows if they'll kick me out of here. Like a bundle of sticks, and a very old term for African Americans. Not the N-word, but it's an older term. Actually, you can say Negroes. That's just annoying. And I use the phrase, if we can't lynch Negroes, can we at least lynch some bags? It sounds like bags. Figure it out. And hate speech banned 3 days. It's like, I was making fun of the Republicans who shot down a bill that would have protected black people from lynching because it also protected gay people. Because LGBTQ people were also protected, they shot the bill down. And I was mocking the homophobia and the hatred that comes from the conservative parties. From conservatives, from Trumpers, from the GOP. From the religious right that has taken over the Republican Party and turned it into a shit show. And I got banned for 3 days because I used bad language. And I'm like, do you not watch Mel Brooks movies? Here, you have a Mel Brooks fan club. I should know. I'm a member of that on your Facebook page. On your Facebook. Mel Brooks would use terrible language, but it was never out of hate. It was to show how ignorant and stupid the fucks are who use that language. And a couple of times I've done that and gotten banned for a handful of days. My favorite, though, is in some discussion, political discussion, someone asked a question and I responded, it's because Americans are idiots. Ban hate speech. Really? I'm an American, and I still stand by that statement, the majority of Americans are idiots. The majority of Americans didn't vote in this election past, which was so important to the future of our democracy. Still, they didn't vote. People were fucking undecided. 14% of those who were likely to vote were undecided between Joe Biden and the orange fuck. I mean, how are you undecided? I mean, really? Really? How are you undecided between someone, Biden, who is trying to reach across the aisle, work with people, has some progressive ideas on how we can grow as a nation, and blah, blah, blah. Or someone who wants MAGA, make America great again. Let make America 1950s great again. That's when you make America great again? I've said it before. I said it in my rant from the last episode I did when I turned this into a talk show. 1950s America is Lovecraft country. It is racist as fuck. It is not a good place. It's not happy days. It's not a good time. No. That's what they want. They want the freedom, and Trump gave them for all the freedom to say horrible, terrible things and be horrible, terrible people in public. Problem is, we have social media, we have cameras on our phones, we have hard drives that are just waiting to be filled with video and photos and newspaper clippings and stuff, and we're going to remember this shit. Whatever you did under Trump, whatever you said under Trump, whatever you said in passing that someone just happened to record, we're going to remember this shit. And it didn't do a lot of good for Trump, but it's going to do a lot of good because you're not Trump. Trump, on tape, said, women, I'll grab them by the pussy. And he's elected. What the fuck? That should have been the end of it. That should have been the end of it right there. When he mocked that reporter who had the palsy or the degenerative disorder, that should have been the end of Trump. No, that is just being fun of this guy. Oh my God, it's the most hateful thing I've seen up to that point. It's just the more and more I saw of this fuck, it's just, it's obnoxious, it's horrible. And he brought out the worst in people. Yeah, they're fine people. They're fucking white nationalists. Just obnoxious. Under Trump, just fucking obnoxious. I'm gonna see if I can stir up more people here. I doubt it. No one wants to play. No one wants to play with me. Oh, I'm already in the book of face. Okay, we're in the book of face. We're in the book of face. I closed the New York Times page. Let's go to AP. Let's go to the AP News. Go to the Associated Press. Actually, no, let's not go. Let's go to their top news. California funeral homes run out of space as COVID-19 rages. For fuck's sake, let's talk about the pandemic. Because we're all trapped in our little bubbles, or we should be staying in our little bubbles until the shit is cured. We got the vaccine. Wait in line, wait your turn, get vaccinated. If you're an anti-vaxxer, get vaccinated anyway. You think that they're going to put a fucking microchip in you and shit? They're tracing you already on your smartphone. If you have a smartphone, or if you use the internet, and you're not using like a Tor browser or something, which you probably don't know what the fuck that is, they're gonna know. They can find shit out on you about you and where you're going and what you're doing. Your ISP, Time Warner, or whatever your cable company, Cox Cable, they know what you're doing. Unless you're using a VPN, like a smart person. Oh, but that costs money. I can't afford it. But whatever, you know. There's free ones. Free VPNs out there. Proton VPN is free. And you can browse the internet. You can go to chat rooms. You can go and download stuff illegally, torrenting. Jimmy Smits. Don't do that. Don't torrent. Or if you torrent because you're broke, when you get some cash, buy the shit you've torrented. especially games. Game studios don't take money from programmers and the people who work really hard. People who work hard on your entertainment to make those movies and TV shows you're downloading. Pay it back. Pay them back. Buy it. Buy the shit. Buy the shit legally once you can afford it, and stop with the downloading. Help, computer. Yeah. I've totally lost my train of thought because I'm exhausted, but I'm doing this anyway. Facebook, download, torrenting, VPN. The vaccine. We're talking about COVID-19. Yeah, for fuck's sake, COVID-19. Okay. Californians were really fucking complaining about the restrictions that their governor was putting on them, much like Cuomo was putting restrictions on New Yorkers, which I'm one of them. I'm broadcasting from New York State, upstate New York. Not the city. I'm in a red county. New York State is basically a red state, except we have New York City, and Manhattan, Long Island. All that whole area is like densely blue, and it's enough to tip the scales and make the state a blue state. Thank goodness. And we had Ithaca, which we'll talk about more and more and more. But Californians were balking at having to wear masks and stay home and stay safe during a pandemic with an incurable disease that will, if it doesn't kill you, it will give you chronic medical conditions that you'll have to fight for the rest of your life. And they were just like, someone was posting, we don't need to live in a nanny state. We don't need someone telling us what to do. And I'm like, I'm watching your COVID numbers go up. I think you do. I think you need someone to tell you what the fuck to do because you're not doing it. Why? Why have numbers been going up? Why did people go to Thanksgiving dinners and hang out with people? Why did people go home for Christmas or hang out Christmas without taking precautions? Going to bars without taking precautions, not wearing a mask, not giving a fuck whether or not you're a carrier, not giving a fuck whether someone else in your family is a carrier, and giving Grandpa the COVID-19, because I'm 50, giving Grandpa COVID and he's dying and dead now because he can't fight it off. Because people are fucking idiots. Because they're not looking at New York State and New York City, especially the hell we went through at the start of this thing when New York City was a hot spot and thousands of people were being diagnosed every day, and Cuomo put the hammer down and de Blasio put the hammer down and got control of it. Until people started getting stupid again. I mean, come on. Where they're over, mine's open. I carry 3 masks with me, and I keep 3 masks here. I need to wash them. I keep one in my car just in case I forget my masks. I have a mask whenever I go out and I can't socially distance. The only times I go out are for groceries, doctor's appointments, and the occasional Dunkin' Donuts run, because this show is brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts, whether they like it or not. I'm not getting a single fucking penny from Dunkin' Donuts, but I fucking love Dunkin' Donuts. Oh my God, do I love Dunkin' Donuts. I love their coffee and their sandwiches. And I guess the donuts are okay. I don't have the donuts very much because I'm too busy drinking coffee and eating sandwiches. But my small little podunk town has 3 Dunkin' Donuts. One on the east side, one on the west side, and they put a new one smack dab in the middle. And I'm like, really? We don't need 3 Dunkin' Donuts in this town. two. Two is one too many. We don't need two Dunkin' Donuts. We're not a huge. We're not a metro. We're not a metropolis. We're not like. We're not even like Syracuse. We're not even. We're certainly not Rochester. Why do we have three Dunkin' Donuts? And a Taco Bell. Oh, we finally got a Taco Bell in 2020. Oh my God. I was dying without my Taco Bell. When I lived in Ithaca, Taco Bell was this not. If you're in the mood for Mexican and you're in Ithaca, you don't go to Taco Bell. You go to like Viva Taqueria for a quick burrito, or you go and sit down dinner and have like a mole chicken deliciousness. You go to a nice restaurant. If you want to do sit-down dinner and Oswego, you'd go to Azteca, which is a great Mexican restaurant. I would get steak, fajita, nachos that were delicious, a killer, a big pile of deliciousness. Fantastic. But Taco Bell, it still holds a place in my heart for fast, cheap, Mexicanish food. Same 5 ingredients, different order. Chips, stuff on top of it, stuff on top of chips, chips on top of stuff. Taco with soft shell or taco with a hard shell in the soft shell. Nacho spread upon it. Mountain Dew put on it. You know, it's the same 5 ingredients, but they're so good. The melted cheese, oh my God. The quesarito is my go-to. The quesarito and the grilled cheese burrito with a layer of nice cheesy goodness on the outside. Oh my God, they're so tasty. And we finally got one, and I go there probably every 2 weeks or every month. I'll go there. I used to go weekly, but fixed income. I'm trying to save money and make it a treat once in a while. Like I don't know when the next time I'll go, honestly. But I'm trying to do small treats. Like Dunkin' Donuts is my treat now. I have breakfast at Dunkin', that's a treat. Because I can make breakfast at home. I can make, oatmeal, and I can brew coffee. It's Dunkin' Donuts ground coffee. Not as good, though. Why? Caramel swirl. That's my go-to. Not a latte. Just caramel swirl in regular coffee. Or they have a new super coffee that's 20% more caffeine, so I don't have to get the extra large. I can just get the large. Nice. Very nice. But there are flavored creamers. Like there's a caramel creamer that sounds really good, but I'm in a podunk town, no place carries it here. I wonder if Wegmans carries it. We have a Wegmans nearby. It's like 30 minutes from town. There is a Wegmans. Let there be Wegmans. And hopefully, I just want to check something again. I'm hoping Wegmans has the Dunkin' Donuts creamer with caramel, because that's my go-to. And I've bought caramel, whatever, flavored stuff from a third party. And hi, Commander Root. Hi, another TV viewer. Feel free to chat. I'll see what you're saying, and I'll respond and shit. Will I? Actually, that's a good question. I don't know if I'll see you. Oh, yeah, the stream chat. I'll see you in the stream chat. I better. If this is set up properly, which, believe me, as you saw me get ready tonight, it was like, I think this is working. Hello. So, yeah. COVID. Why is COVID still rampant in America? Why are the numbers going up? Wear your mask, socially distance, stay home. as much as humanly possible. Limit your contact. Wash your fucking hands 20 seconds with hot water, or as hot as you can handle. And rub and scrub. The soap, rubbing and washing with vigorous action will dislodge more bacteria from your hands and the virus from your hands. Just stay safe. Don't inhale droplets. Don't be a schmuck spreading your disease if you're infected. Because you can be infected. That's a thing, you know. You can have COVID and be infectious and be asymptomatic. Let's break that down. It just means that you're not showing any symptoms. You don't feel bad. You don't feel like you're sick. You don't feel sick, but you have COVID-19. You have the coronavirus and you're contagious. You feel healthy, you think you're fine, and you're a carrier. And then you're in trouble. And other people who are in contact you are in trouble. And I personally think that Donald Trump, when he was COVID positive, when he was fighting COVID-19, I think that it was his dream to intentionally infect as many people in person as possible. Whether it's through his gatherings, his maskless talking to a bunch of people things. Help me. Just idiots. I'm sorry, just idiots. Just fucking idiots, man. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200 because you're an idiot. Wear your fucking mask. Is it too much to ask? You know, they call liberals snowflakes because we're hurt by words. You little snowflake, you little precious snowflake, and are your feelings hurt? Will you put this mask on when you're talking to me? Oh, like I can't breathe through that. You know, it's make me stay home. I want to go out and have food and go to the bar and play pool. And it's my constitutional right to go to a football game. And, okay, little snowflake, calm the fuck down. See what I did? I took your snowflake insult and I turned it back to you because you're being a whiny snowflake. For fuck's sake. I don't know. I'm down to one viewer. See if I can get rid of him too. Ha ha! Jimmy Carr. Tell all your friends. So I don't understand why COVID is still an issue when we know Fauci has told us what to do. And if you don't believe that the problem is, it seems like people don't believe what they're being told. They don't believe COVID is real. They don't believe what Fauci has told them. And because, he didn't know things at first, and he suggested some things which were inaccurate. The more that we learn about the disease, the virus, the better advice that will be given. It's called the scientific method. You try something, you see if it sticks to the wall. If it doesn't, you try something else. And you keep trying and trying until you learn something about it, and then you can make your idea stickier. Throw it against the wall. Hey, it's stuck this time. We nailed it. Yes, scientific method. But Joe, you're a pagan and a Wiccan and you're a theist. Yes, I am. There's nothing wrong with both. There is nothing wrong with having a religion that you believe in, that brings you joy and comfort and family, sense of belonging, unless it's hurting people, bashing LGBTQ people, subjugating women. There are a lot of let's be blunt. If you're a pagan like I am, you're escaping. You're either agnostic and atheist and practicing witchcraft, or you are a member. You're part of a religion that is under the umbrella term pagan. Whether you're Wiccan like I am, which was big in the 80s and 90s, not so much now. It's still big. But the trend now is just to be a witch without a religion. Um, I knew Catholic Wiccans, Christian Wiccans, which seems like a contradiction, but they made it work. But now there are Christian witches, and there are Jewish witches and Catholic, and atheist and agnostic witches, and that's great. Everyone, witches. The witchcraft is a practice. Witchcraft is a practice. Wicca is a religion, like Christianity, Judaism. That's worship Judy Garland. Catholicism, where we follow the teachings of Cathol, as Eddie Izzard would say. I love Eddie Izzard. Good for her that she is embracing her trans nature, or being, I mean, watching Eddie Izzard be the executive transvestite is fantastic. Realizing that she's transgender is just wonderful, and more power to Eddie Izzard for doing this and for being out and loud and proud about this. For years, I thought I was just an ally of the LGBTQ community until I had a crisis of identity and had to go to my gay friend, John, and say, John, what the fuck am I? I feel this way about men and women and this and that, and I'm attracted to women mainly, but some men like Jason Momoa. Oh my God, Jason Momoa. Cut me a big old slab of Jason Momoa. Frankenfurter, of course, from Rocky Horror Picture Show. Dave Gahan, lead singer of Depeche Mode, which is my favorite band. Love me some Depeche Mode. Love it. What the fuck am I? And he said, I've always thought that you're a pan-romantic demisexual. Like, really? Yeah. The pan-romantic part, immediately I embraced, and the demisexual, I'm like, yeah. I am demisexual. Wow. Pan-romantic, demisexual. Let's break it down. Pan-romantic, pan. I-O, pan, I-O, pan. Pansexual, pan-romantic means I can love anyone regardless of gender. I am affectionate and can have a romantic relationship with man, woman, enemies, what have you. I like people, and I'm attracted to people. Demisexual. It means I like Demi Moore and Demitasse coffee. No. Demisexual means that if you want to be my lover, you got to hang with my brain, because I have to really like you. I have to really be into you and have a connection. Actually, you got to get in my heart is what it boils down to. Or my soul. There's got to be a connection, a deep connection between us before I put out, is what it boils down to. So, yeah. Pan-romantic demisexual. And that falls under the umbrella of LGBTQ+. LGBTQ plus one. You didn't tell me plus one. We don't have. You didn't say a plus one. No, we have a plus one. Well, who do you have there? Errol. Who's Errol? I don't know. I'm just making shit up as I go along here. What are we gonna do? I don't know. Think of something. Thanks, Harrison. Love me some Indiana Jones. They're gonna do a fifth Indiana Jones movie. Really? Do we have to? I mean, he's getting up there, Indy. And, I didn't see Crystal Skulls, but it sounds like Shia LaBeouf was set up to be like the pass the torch guy. But come on. Do we need another one? I don't think so. Will I like it? I hope so. I'm willing to take a look, if it's good, if I hear it's good, especially if people I trust tell me it's good. Then yeah, I'll give it a go see. But I heard Crystal Skulls just sucked, so I didn't see it. And really, I was satisfied with a trilogy: Last Crusade, Indiana Jones. I'm sorry. Raiders of the Lost Ark. I know you want to say Indiana Jones and Raiders. If you call it Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, then you weren't there when it came out in the 80s. I was there. I was, when good year did it come out? I could look it up, but I don't want to get out of the video screen right now. But I saw Raiders in the theater and loved it because it was a fantastic film. An homage to, not an homage, but inspired by the serials and adventure action packed serials in the 40s. And it was a lot of fun. And then they did Temple of Doom, which was not great. The whole Kali, Color of the Heart beating thing, no. It had the carts going on the. When I think back to Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, I think train carts and short round. No time for love, Dr. Jones, and being between the carts and the roller coaster craziness, and something about tearing out beating hearts, and that's it. That's all I got. That is literally all I've got for Temple of Doom. Utterly forgettable. Blocked out a lot of shit probably because I didn't like it. However, I got some water. Hold on. But Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, wah! Go back to the roots, but expand upon it. How? Bring in Sean fucking Connery as his father. Oh my god! And that's his name. That's his full name, Sean fucking Connery. Who's in this movie? Sean fucking Connery. That's who you. That has a bad Scottish accent. I'll do worse when I'm more awake. I'll sound like Shrek. Like Shrek if his mouth was like. Ugh. But Sean Connery as Indy's father was just wonderful. Henry Jones Sr. He was just class act. I mean, not the greatest human being in the world, Sean Connery, but good on film, and he brought it to the film. And I would have been perfectly happy with him riding off into the sunset at the end of Last Crusade. It's not a spoiler, but here's a little tidbit. That was a sunrise. They waited for sunrise and filmed them riding off into the sunset. They were going east. Ha ha! Jimmy Carr. Yeah, they filmed it to make sure they had enough time to get the right shot. Because if you're going for sunset, you're racing against time and it's getting dark. At least with a sunrise, if you're wasting time, it'll still be up. It'll still won't be a full sun, but it'll be lighter at least. I wish I was a nicotine addict. This is a cool device. I talked about this before. It's a cool device, the Boost from Geek Vape. A lot of fun. These headphones. Oh my god, the Cohen E7s. Wireless Bluetooth headphones. Noise reduction. Artificial protein-based ear coverings. I guess they grew them in a tank. I don't know. It was robots or shit. I don't know. But they're comfortable. They're lightweight. And it's like, I keep sitting here and it's like, I like this song, but I want to go in the kitchen and like grab a snack. But, oh wait, they're fucking wireless. I can do it. And, walk into the kitchen and get a snack. If I try to go to my bedroom or bathroom, that's down the hall, I lose signal because that's like more than 30 feet. 30 feet's pretty good, though, for Bluetooth. For keeping the stream, don't cross the streams, but keeping the Bluetooth going. That's great. And these are really good headphones. And they were from a secret admirer. It was like, to Joseph. My real name is Joseph. Jojo, if you really like me. I'll respond to it if I'm really into you. And Demi Moore. Jimmy Carr. Um, to a secret admirer was all that I got. And I have no idea who sent these. And I've asked on the Book of Face, I've asked my Braided Wheel fam, and no one is owing up to it. No one's coming forward as my admirer. And I'm like, okay, I mean, well, thank you, whoever you are. If you're watching right now, I doubt it. Yeah, I doubt you're my one viewer, but thank you, whoever you are. These are nice headphones. I like them. Um, I'm listening to industrial goth music right now. In the 90s, um, probably from 90 through 2000, I was a goth, heavily goth. Um, Everything I owned was black. I worked very hard, especially when I went to grad school. Actually, out of grad school, I was still getting money from my dad, and I slowly started in grad school to convert my wardrobe to 100% black. And I had combat boots, which I miss. Combat boots. They were nice. They were like mesh. I had one pair that was fully leather. That was my first pair. My second pair was like leather, but had like black mesh on the side and zipper, so you could just like unzip the boot and get it on and off really quickly. Um, but combat boots, black jeans, black t-shirt or long sleeve shirt or mock turtle, um, and black trench coat. Oh, I loved that trench coat. Um, Never had a hat. I was too busy with my Robert Smith hair. Um, it was really Robert Smith hair, and you can see I still do the undercut. I just shaved it today with the clippers on the sides to get nice and short. The back is it's messy. I like it. I like the fact that the back isn't done because this is do-it-yourself punk rock style. I bleached my hair in anticipation. Of getting some hair dye from my homegirl Katie. Um, she has some semi-permanent hair dyes that it's like Manic Panic esque. It's not Manic Panic, which was what I used before, and you know if there's any purple left, and in this probably not this one because I bleached it out again. Thank you, my robot overlord. Um, but she has some hair dyes that last longer than Manic Panic, and she got them for her sister's wedding, and she's like, do you want these? I'm like, yeah, I want these. So I don't want to pay for Manic Panic right now. I'm trying to be within my budget, and my budget doesn't include Manic Panic right now. So she's got two shades of purple, a reddish purple and a bluish purple. I'm going to probably dig the bluish more because I like blue and purple, as you can tell by the razzmatazz around my screen here. I went with purple for the razzmatazz, and I went green for... I can't point in the right direction. I went green for the Discord and other backgrounds because Dionysus Ganesha, pagan, Wicca, green, growth, fertility, growth, plants... green, and then I'm like purple and green, and what a joker. Anyway, love me some purple, love me some green, love me some purple, love me some other purple, and aquamarine. Mermaid hair. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, I don't know if I'll have it by Monday, but hopefully soon. I'll have some really good looking some funkified hair. Funkified. Miss you, Robin, wherever you are. Robin Williams. Love him. I got two cats. I'm owned by two cats, Mal and Val. Mal and Val, they rhyme. How cool is that? My first cat, her name was Ember. She was a great cat. She was very sweet and loving. And I was in a bad relationship, and actually I had to I had to get the fuck out of there, and I went back to my sister's house, and went to my sister's house for the weekend to do laundry and stayed for 3 months. I was out of work, and I didn't want to be near this woman who was just making my life a nightmare. We've since reconciled. This was a couple of years ago. We've reconciled. I'm at peace with her, and I wish her nothing but the best. We had some good times. We had a lot of shitty times, but she owns her shit. She owns her shit, and she's taking care of her shit. And she apologized to me for what she put me through. And wow, I didn't realize how much I needed to hear that until I heard it. But I left Ember for 3 months, and unfortunately, when I got her back, she died within 6. She was hyperthyroid, and I'm like, she bounced on my hypothyroidism. I take Synthroid. She was taking pills to calm her fucking glands down, and it was so hard to pill her. I bought these pill pockets. They're like little, like, if you know the delicious snack of combos, imagine a combo with a bottom seal and no tasty filling, just crust, except made out of squishy cat treat. So you take the thing, you put the pill in there, and you close it around it, so it's like surrounded by meaty goodness, but inside is the pill. And even that was hard to give her, because I was never big into giving my cats treats. These guys, Mal and Val, they know when they're getting treats. They hear the bag and they come running. They come running and I'm eating combos. And look, you're not getting treats. I fed you earlier. I gave you treats. Yes, I gave you treats 5 minutes ago. No, come on. Gosh. So hard to pill her, regardless. And my ex at least took care of her as best she could, and I want to thank her for that. Hold on one sec. I'm going to burst into song in a minute because a song is playing right now by who the fuck does the song? It's Beborn Baton? Is that it? It is Beborn Baton. It's called Another World. And I'm going to do the chorus because I don't know the verses. But it's a great goth industrial dance song. Electronic, driving beat, haunting, ethereal, and a very dark theme. Of basically someone dying and going to heaven or going to another world and wants this person to leave them alone and not pursue them beyond the veil. Don't you worry, they won't find my body. I want you to know I found peace in another world. Don't keep digging, I want you to leave back away from the place where my ashes are buried. Don't you worry, they won't find my body. Step away from this world and I forgot the fucking words. Don't keep digging, I want you to leave. Step away from the place where my ashes are buried. Don't keep digging, Don't keep digging, no. Don't you worry, they won't find my body. I want you to know I found peace in another world. Don't keep digging, I want you to leave back away from the place where my ashes are buried. Dark, emotional, broken love. And gothic romances. The reason it's called gothic romances. Goths are very romantic people. And we're passionate about life and death. The passion of lovers is for death, said she, Bauhaus. We listen to these might sound depressing, and it's just expressing something, a longing that we have, that we share with other goths. Don't you worry, they won't find my body. I want you to know I found peace in another world. Don't keep digging, I want you to leave back away from the place where my ashes are buried. And to this day, I started recently again. Boop. The Ankh. Symbol of life. Probably the most famous goth who wears it is Death from the Sandman comic by Neil Gaiman. She's happy and perky and British. And Death is a goth chick and she wears the Ankh. And Morpheus, the Dream King, is a depressed, mopey goth boy with poofy hair. I wear the Ankh because I'm goth. And I want to recognize and acknowledge that by wearing the Ankh. But I also wear this. This is pentagram or pentacle with a triple goddess. The crescent moon's in the center moon, maiden, mother, and crone, triple goddess. Maiden, the waxing moon, the full moon, which is the mother, and the waning crescent, which is the crone. And it's an amethyst in the center, which is my birthstone, February. And this is actually newer. I had a necklace I had this necklace given to me in perfect love and perfect trust years ago, and I had it with me. I was going to a store trying to find a new cord for it, and at some point I lost it. I don't know if I took my coat out and it was sitting on the car seat and it got dragged in somewhere. I don't know. I don't know what happened to it. 1 second. Einstein, drei, mir. Covenant. Dead stars. Still burn. Another electronic dance, really good stuff. Very dark, morose singer. It's great. So I lost the necklace, and the way I figure, someone needed it. Someone is going to find it, and it's going to spark something in them. And it was necessary to lose that, and to let that go, and to let go of what the necklace represented, which was perfect love and perfect trust and people who care about me. I don't need it for that because I know that they love and care for me. I'm 50 now. I've learned that the hard way, basically. That's another episode. I also have a tattoo. You can see the inside of the tattoo has the pentagram, the necklace. Basically, it's the same necklace that I had. But I really liked the design, and it suited me. And so it was made by a company called Magi Crafts in the 1980s and 90s. It was Fred and Jill Buck who ran this jewelry company, and they made these silver medallions and rings and earrings. It's a very distinct style. It's a very simple style, but simple and elegant, and pretty well known, especially in the Northeast where they were based. And I'm friends with Fred and Jill's son, Buddha. His real name is Buddha Michael Buck. And Buddha is very smart and very cool and very groovy, and has a red beard, and he's balding and really nice. He's just a good fella. He's smart. And his partner Jen, I'm glad he's with her. He had a couple of swings and misses with relationships, which is none of my business. But I like Jen a lot. She's cool, and I'm happy for both of them. But both he and Ava, Lady Scheherazade, who's the mother of my tradition, they both worked under Fred at Magi Crafts. This necklace could have been made by either of them. You know, it's very possible. I don't know. There's only one place I know of that resells it, and I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but they're out in Massachusetts, and it's like they bought they bought a lot of stuff from Fred before he quit making jewelry, and it's one of the few places that you can buy it, and I am spacing on the name, and I wish I remembered because I'd love to tell you that. Not that anyone's watching. I got one viewer. Woo! And they probably fell asleep. It's not even 2 yet. It's close. It's 1:50, I think. I have to wear glasses to do that, and I don't know where to put my glasses right now. So, I like the design, and I wanted to have the necklace again, so I bought it from them with money I didn't have. When I laugh, if I go, ha ha, Jimmy Carr, why are you saying Jimmy Carr? Because Jimmy Carr is a British comedian and game show host who laughs like that. And because I'm stealing his laugh, apparently, I want to give credit where credit is due. So, ha ha, Jimmy Carr. And, okay, Switch Jimmy Smits is a Mystery Science Theater 3000 thing where there's the movie Switch with somebody, but the second billing was Jimmy Smits. So, like, in the credit, when the movie started, it would say Switch, and then Jimmy Smits, and then Switch would fade out, and then other actors were named. So, Switch, Jimmy Smits, because it was all on the screen at one time. So, every time in a Mystery Science Theater 3000 movie, if someone says, oh, that's a Switch, Jimmy Smits, the robots would say. So, Switch, Jimmy Smits, ha ha, Jimmy Carr. Still burn. Got industrial music. So there's a necklace thing. Politics, news, religion. That's what you're gonna get here. You know, I'm gonna try and do a lot of politics and news and talk about that kind of stuff. I'll talk about Wicca and paganism. I will burst into song. I will sing songs. I won't dance for you. You can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind. Because your friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, they're no friends of mine. We can go where we want to. Places that they will never find. And we can act like we come from out of this world. Leave the real one far behind. We can dance or sing. If you don't know what that song is, wow. If you don't know what that song that I just quoted about dancing is, wow, I'm old. Holy crap, am I old. I'm 50. I'm 50. How the fuck did that happen? Ha ha, Jimmy Carr. It snuck up on me. It snuck up and bit me in the ass. 50 getting old is not for the weak. Because shit starts to break that you didn't know could break. I didn't know that, you know, your feet could, like, lead to staph infections if you have a wound on them. Even that's a wound that is fully wrapped in gauze and ace bandages and shit, so that no dirt is getting in because it's been washed with an antiseptic wash. Surprise! Infected! Staph infection. What the fucking fuck? What is wrong with my body that I'm getting infections? Well, let's go to the infectious disease specialist and find out. Okay, Dr. whoever. Dr. George, I guess is her name. I gotta hassle them about that. Because they haven't gotten back to me with an appointment, and it's like, it's been like a few days. It's been a few days since I asked them to refer me, and they haven't. Through the Mists of Avalon, which I've never read. When people ask me what books they should read when they're starting on the path to becoming Wiccan, they do ask me that because I'm part of like witch discussion groups and a witchcraft for beginners group, and if they ask for basic witch books, that are not even, they're not religious, I will still recommend Scott Cunningham, Wicca for the Solitary Practitioner, which is a brilliant book, or so I'm told. I've never read it. Um, or his herb and crystal books. I've never read those. Spiral Dance by Starhawk. Oh, I read that one. Spiral Dance came out in 1979. Starhawk wrote it. Feminism and spirituality, religion of the old gods, worshiping the god and goddess. Um, it was revolutionary at the time, and it started a revolution. It's part of the feminist movement, and it became the foundation of the reclaiming tradition, which is not Wicca. It is not a fertility-based religion. It is an activism-based religion. It is based on action. It is based on protest. It is based on preserving the earth and human rights and basic common decency, which we are so lacking of in this world. And reclaiming is good stuff. And Spiral Dance is good stuff, for Wicca, for reclaiming, for magic in general. I mean, you can do solitary ritual either that Cunningham or Starhawk wrote about and not be Wiccan, and still do witchcraft, using things you learned from these books. I also recommend Evolutionary Witchcraft by T. Thorne Coyle. She's a brilliant writer, and she goes through the Iron Pentacle, which is a meditation work where you move energy through your body as if a five-pointed star is painted on your body. Sex, pride, self-power, and passion are the 5 points of the star. Let's say those again. Sex, pride, self, power, passion. Those are your rights as a human being in this world. No one can take those away from you. That is who you are. That is what you are. All of those things. Pride is not a bad thing. Take pride in your work. Take pride in a job well done. Don't be all. Don't take too much pride. Then you're inflated, and you're no longer on the Iron Pentacle. You're up on Pearl. But you can get back down to iron, strong, solid iron, and you can be kind of like, I don't care. I don't give a shit about this place and this job. I examine brownies on a conveyor belt to make sure that they're shaped like Yogi Bear. I don't give a fuck. I let some go through that look like Snoopy. I don't care. You're rusty. Your rust, your pride in your work is rust. That's the rust pentacle. Your goal is to stay between rust and pearl and find your strength, find iron. Take that energy, move it through the points. Feel the connections as you move the energy through sex, pride, self-power, and passion. Feel the connections between sex and pride, between pride and self, between self and power, between power and passion and sex. Feel the circle around it. Feel the connection between sex, self-power, and I don't remember all the order and all the stuff. It's been a while since I've taught it. Yeah, I taught it. I taught a workshop on Iron Pentacle just from going to a workshop on Iron Pentacle, a weekend retreat, and reading T. Thorne Coyle. I brought it to a pagan gathering, which I still won't name out of respect for the organization. That's another story. But I brought it to a pagan gathering. 120 people attend this thing, and I had a good crowd. I had like 20 plus of people. That was a good crowd. I did a number of workshops there. My drumming workshop, one person. He didn't have a drum. I didn't have an extra. Oh well. Bye. My vampire, I did a workshop on Twilight. I've never read a fucking book. In the program it says that Joseph has seen the first couple of movies and read Wikipedia articles, and that I felt qualified to lead a discussion on Twilight, because fuck Twilight, oh my god. I mean, Robert Pattinson was good in those. The actor who played the werewolf dude, Lawton or something, I don't fucking know. I like Kirsten Dunst. who played Claudia in Interview with the Vampire. She was too old, but where are you going to find a 6-year-old who could pull off what she did at 10? Amazing, good actress. Kirsten Stewart, I like. And there are haters out there. Oh, he's a stick man. This is dumb. And fuck you. She was in Twilight. She was in Twilight. Yeah, so what? So she was in Twilight. You know, also was in Twilight. A guy who played Cedric in motherfucking Harry Potter, who dies during the Goblet of Fire during the Tri-Wizard tournament. Which brings me to my next point. Fuck J.K. Rowling. Jimmy Carr. Yeah. Rowling is not a TERF because she's not a feminist. She's not a radical feminist. She is anti-trans. And her latest piece of tripe writing, she wrote an article, not just the articles where she doubled down, but she wrote a short story where the antagonist was a guy who dressed like women so he could go and see them naked in the locker rooms, which is what so many of these transphobic people say. They just want to pee. They just want to pee in peace and privacy, and they are expressing who they are, what gender they want to be, and for fuck's sake, let them. They're not fucking predators and shit. If you're that worried about predators, why the fuck aren't you going after like the fucking Boy Scouts in the Catholic Church? Not all Catholics, but there's so many stories about priests and shit. Come on. If it's a fucking cliche, there's a reason why it's a cliche, because this shit's going down. You don't care. You just hate. People who use the Bible to hate, fuck them. Don't fuck them. Don't fuck them. We don't need more of these people. Don't fuck them. Don't even give them a handy. Don't even touch their junk. Just send them on their way with blue balls and blue vaginal lips and whatnot, and don't fuck them. Please don't fuck the Christians. Whatever you do, don't fuck the Christians. Fuck some of them because they're cool, but don't fuck the evangelicals. I'll tell you this: 30 evangelicals wrote a book saying Trump is evil. I'll give them that, but yeah. So my mind is a fucking pinball machine, baby, and I will just go with wherever it takes me. In the last episode, I ranted about "No Go Chasing Waterfalls," which is a TLC song, because they're fucking stationary. You can't chase after them. Oh man. Fuck. I'm too tired to like stay on topic. Wait, stay on target. Stay on target. No, I can't. My brain is just like woo woo woo, and I got music going, which hopefully you can't hear. So it's amazing. This is amazing. Let's talk about the fact that we're living in the future. You may think that we're living in the present, but trust me, I'm 50. We're living in the future. Where are the flying cars, Dionysus? We don't have flying cars. We have Google Assistant. We have Alexa. We have Siri. The three of them are going to get together and become Skynet and kill us. But until that happens, actually, no. It's the Facebook AIs are going to become Skynet and kill us. Until that happens, they're going to play the song we ask for. I mean, how fucking cool is it that I'm driving home from visiting my awesome nephew in Liverpool, New York? That'll give you a hint of the geographic area of it. I'm in fucking Oswego, New York. No one's watching this. That I can say to my phone, okay, Google, play By God 20, and The Bog by God 20 comes. Or I can say, okay, Google, play me Godlike by KMFDM, and you'll be godlike. Yeah, if you played it, I'm like, wow, I'm in the fucking future. I can tell a computer to play me a song by a not a well-known but not well-known niche artist, and it's there. It's in Spotify. It's there. If it's not there, let's find it on YouTube. She. Yeah. Google Assistant, I have a female voice, so it's she. Or is it? I'm looking the wrong way. I'm looking at me. Right now I'm looking at me, because I'm looking at me talking instead of looking at the light on the camera, which is where I'm trying to focus. There's a little white light. There's a little black dot. No, there's a little black... What little black thing? No, I've got a little black book with my poems in. That's what it is. I've got a little black book with my poems in. And I forget the rest of the fucking words. Except for 16 channels of shit on the TV to choose from. I love Pink Floyd, but it's been too long since I've tried to sing The Wall. Because The Wall is fucking miserable. And I'm more about A Dark Side of the Moon and Wish You Were Here. And when Roger Waters was still in the band. A lot of the stuff afterwards, David Gilmour is good stuff. He's a good guitarist, and it's still enough. It's enough to be, call it Pink Floyd. I think their last album was really just David's solo album, and but stuff like the concerts, the live albums that they've done. The what's the bell? The one with the bell. I can't remember the name of that fucking album. Hey Joseph, you're sitting in front of the computer. Oh, thank you, Craig Ferguson. I forgot I'm sitting in front of a vast repository of information. So let's go here and go to Pink Floyd Bell, Division Bell. Good album. It's no Dark Side of the Moon, but it's still a good album. And oh man, if you ever get a chance, I believe it was Roger Waters did The Wall when the Berlin Wall was torn down. I believe this is the show. I could be fucking way off base, and no one's going to correct me. Why? Nobody's watching. One viewer who fell asleep. Wake up! Listen to some Rage Against the Machine. Roger Waters singing the verse of Comfortably Numb, and then you get to the part where David Gilmour starts singing, and the spotlight goes up the wall to the top of the wall, and there's David Gilmour. After all these years, finally Gilmour and Waters are on the same fucking stage. And when Gilmour hits that guitar solo, it was glorious. It was wonderful. And it's one of these things where, like when Fleetwood Mac got back together, you could tell when they were doing the dance tour, when they were doing all that whole album, which it might as well be their greatest hits live, that they loved each other. There's another band that I was thinking of that they reunited. There was a schism, and they reunited, and they were old men. They were older, and it wasn't Gilmour. It wasn't Gilmour and Waters. I can't remember because I'm 50. But it was just one of these things where you could tell when you looked at them, when they looked at each other, that there was like, why did we wait 20 years? Why didn't we do this sooner? Why were we so fucking stubborn we couldn't do this? I mean, I liked Sammy Hagar Van Halen better than David Lee Roth. There, I said it! "1984 is a classic album, and I love it. But overall, I prefer Sammy Hagar because he's also a guitarist, so you can work with Eddie and you can have double guitar. Not anymore, but fucking fuck. But, I mean, come on, baby, finish what you started. Pound Cake. Love Comes Walking In, um, all that stuff. All the stuff that Van Hagar did. Um, I like it. But in 1984 is David Lee Roth. That is still the ultimate. That was really their peak. They had two peaks. They had that one, and then 5150 with Hagar. Those were the two best albums, and really two peaks and a lot of troughing. Especially after they kicked Hagar out of the band, and they brought in, like, I don't know, the guy from fucking some band I hate, except for like the one that do one More Than Words song. Bring him in, kick out the bass player because they want to bring your song Wolf into the band, and just like it was all the Eddie and his brothers. It was all their fucking show. But say what you want about Eddie Van Halen as being a shitty human, like, and fucking like decimating the band to make it to his own will. Fucking great guitarist, amazing guitarist, and we lost a talent. We lost a talent when we lost Prince on the guitar, Eddie on the guitar. Yeah, sucks. Trying to think what else I would talk about. It's only 2 something. I've been staying up till like 5 or 6 in the morning because I'm manic right now. So I have a lot of energy and shit. And, I'm getting shit done, which is groovy. But, I'm going to crash eventually. I mean, I'm not going to fall asleep on you. But I'm going to... Oh, cool. I got a doctor's appointment on Monday. And I see my podiatrist on Tuesday. Excellent. And I talk to my therapist. Cool. Excellent. And I do the show, which I'm doing the secret show right now. This is the secret show because no one knows I'm doing it. Okay, wow. I've listened to that entire playlist? Oh, okay, that's like 3 hours. I've been listening for about 2 hours or so. So what do we got here? Depeche Mode remixes. Love Depeche Mode. We're going to talk about Depeche Mode. Let's start with this World in My Eyes mix, which I haven't heard in a while. Click. Oh yeah, this one. It starts with the drum. And just bass. It's called the Cicada Mix from the Depeche Mode Remixes album, or playlist. Essential Depeche Mode Remixes, including tracks from a bunch of people. Let me show you the world in my eyes. Welcome to My World is the unofficial, we have no theme song of this show. I'll most likely start every episode by singing, Welcome to My World, which is my go-to, and people are like, oh, yeah, because you say that, like, I can't believe this happened. Yeah, welcome to my world. So welcome to my world. That's the unofficial non-theme song of TalkTalk with Dionysus Ganesha, whose real name is Joseph. His name is not Merv Griffin. His name is not Merv Griffin. His name is not Merv Griffin. His real name is George. So why talk? Because I'm going to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk because people will talk to me and we'll yell at each other and shit. That'll be fun for varying definitions of the word fun. Oh my god, I'll talk about fun in a second. FUN period. But TalkTalk with Jerry Galvin was a show that I listened to back in the 80s on public radio. It was an hour-long comedic talk show where they didn't have guests. It was just Jerry Galvin, the host, and his sidekick Myron Bennett. And I didn't know if their producer had a name. I can't remember because it's been so long. But they would just take calls on. They would just do random topics. And my favorite is the Mandatory Incarceration Act. instead of like trying to do prison reform and empty the prisons, Jerry was proposing a law where every American has to be imprisoned for 2 years, mandatory incarceration. And someone called in and said, I don't understand how you can support giving knives to people when they're driving. And that everyone has to have a knife with them when they're driving. It's an incarcerated thing. Incarceration. You're giving knives to people. Clever shit like that. Oh, that's pretty clever. I mean, it's not dumb. It's pretty clever. Incarceration. I actually called up as a kid, like 14. I called up. They were doing an episode on like France, and I just happened to call and talk to their line producer and said, I have a book of Peanuts cartoons in French. And like, well, that's not really funny. We really take calls that are funny. If you have something funny, call back. Okay, thank you. And I wasn't hurt because she was right. I wasn't funny. And now I'm fucking hilarious and cute as the Dickens. Really, I am. You'll grow to love me. You must love me. When I'm tired, everything is a song cue. Anyway. TalkTalk with Jerry Galvin. So this is my tip of the hat to Jerry Galvin. I don't know if you're still with us, but thank you, Jerry, for everything you gave me growing up as the fat kid who listened to public radio since I was 14 and listened to really good stuff, like not just old-time radio, like The Shadow and Fibber McGee and Molly and Abbott and Costello or various Marx Brothers productions, but ZBS productions like The Fourth Tower of Inverness, The Adventures of Ruby the Intergalactic Gumshoe, and the NPR Playhouse, which gave us things like they imported the BBC series Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Hobbit, 6 hours. Lord of the Rings, 12 hours in half-hour increments. Half an hour a week of Lord of the Rings, 12 hours, 24 episodes. Brilliant. Full acting, full cast and music and sound effects. Brilliant. Wonderful. I don't know if it's as good as Peter Jackson's take on it, but they're different formats. It'll still say it's as good, because it's really good. It's high quality. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Restaurant in the Universe. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the radio series. Brilliant, hilarious, funny. TV series, brilliant, hilarious, funny. Movie, I haven't seen it. Don't want to. I hear it's good. And that before Douglas Adams died, he wrote some extra stuff for it. Good, cool. Have fun. I'll watch it eventually, because I've heard that the acting's really good. The guy who plays Zaphod Beetle-Rock is supposed to be really on top of his game. But it's hard because I grew up watching the TV series with Mark Green-Davey as Zaphod Beetle-Rock from the radio show and the TV show, starring Peter Jones as the book, with Simon Jones as Arthur Dent. I can't remember anybody else. I don't know who played Slaughter Fast. I know you're really concerned with Trillian, Trisha McMillan, or Marvin, the paranoid android. Hey, Marvin, how's it going today? I've got this terrible pain down the diodes of my left side. I just want to go and die. He'll probably just leave me behind on some planet, and I'll just be there forever. Morose. Yeah, that's really cool, kid. I'll catch you later. Your plastic pal who's fun to be with. I'm so depressed. Good beat. Personal Jesus. Pump mix. So yeah, NPR Playhouse. I missed that. I wish we still had NPR Playhouse. You'd think with all the podcasting and stuff, and people like listening to stuff when they commute. I mean, ZBS is still alive and kicking and doing new stuff, and their old stuff is still selling because people want to have that stuff when they're like, going back and forth to work, commuting. Back when we used to commute. Welcome to my world. No one wants to talk to me. In real life, no one wants to talk to me. Why? Because all day they're fucking in Zoom meetings. When the 5 o'clock bell hits, I don't have to be on video anymore. Thank God, hey, you on a video chat with me? I've been waiting for you all day. I've been, doing nothing because I'm on disability and I'm like, I don't like watching movies and reading books right now because my brain won't fucking let me. Yeah, I haven't watched shit. I've so many series have come and gone that I've not seen. I still haven't seen Avengers Endgame, and I loved those movies for what they were. Big blockbuster cartoon comic book movies. I loved them. Robert Downey Jr. perfectly cast as Tony Stark. Chris Evans, who knew Chris? I don't know from Adam, but he's Captain America now and always. He is Captain America. He nailed it. Fantastic performances. Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, really good. Mark Ruffalo. Who doesn't like Mark Ruffalo? Okay, maybe Ed Norton is better. You like Ed Norton's Bruce Banner better. You like Ed Norton's take on it. But I like Ruffalo. I respect Ruffalo, especially for stepping into that role, knowing that he had to fill those shoes. And I like him. He did a good job. He's a good guy. Better than the guy who plays fucking Hawkeye, who had some womanizing bullshit. Like he was joking around about that Black Widow's kind of a slut because she's kissing everybody in different movies. And I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up. Stop slut shaming people. And he said some other derogatory things about women in the past, and fuck him. Hope his new series is good on Disney Plus. Womanizer. Joss Whedon's a womanizer, which sucks, man. Why are people that I love? Why do works that I love have shitty people behind them? Why is J.K. Rowling fucking hates trans people? That's the thing. And that's why I got on my fucking high horse and was telling people, don't read Harry Potter, because don't give her any more fucking money, because she's turned on her fans. She's turned her back on the LGBT community with this hate. It is just pure hate. There's no reason behind it except hate. I'm sorry. It's just fear and hate. And fuck her. And don't give her any more money. Steal the books, but download PDF files. Torrent the shit out of her movies. Don't go to the stage production of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, or whatever the fuck it's called. No, don't buy the video games. Don't torrent that shit. One guy can buy it, and the rest of us will download it, and then we can play Harry Potter. No, I just fucking hate her. Because she's a hater, and I hate haters. And how can you be? You shouldn't be if you're a liberal and if you're tolerant. Why can you? I'm intolerant of intolerant people. It doesn't work the way you think that I love every person. If you're a hate monger, I hate you. If you're a Republican, I hate you. If you voted for Trump, I really hate you. If you are Trump, oh my God, do I hate you. So much anger and hatred came out of me in these 4 years. It's so nice I'll be able to like shake it off, which is a good song. Taylor Swift, I like her. She's all right. But J.K. Rowling, it's taking me hours to get through this point. There's a thing called Kill the Author. And we're not advocating murder. Kill the Author is when you love the work but hate the author. And you try to read the work as it stands, as a standalone work, and not think of the connections of the shitty author. Dave Sim, the Cerebus comics. He went off the fucking deep end as a radical, misogynistic pig and wrote some really horrible shit. Cerebus is a brilliant piece of comic art. What do? You kill the author. Dilbert, Scott Adams. Scott Adams is also another incels, dumbass, misogynistic jerk. But Dilbert's funny. Kill the author. Enjoy the comic strip. Fucking hate the guy who wrote it. Orson Scott Card is very homophobic. As a member of Jesus Christ and Latter-day Saints, as a Mormon, he has said some hateful shit about people, and he's a jerk and an asshole, and fuck him. But Ender's Game is so good. The movie was mediocre. Harrison Ford was okay. The kid was too old to play Ender. Even if you're not going to do Ender from 5 years old to 12 or 13 by the end of the book, Ender's Game. Yeah, I know you can't do that. You got to have a kid who's one age, but not that old. You should. Same thing with the Interview with the Vampire. 6-year-old's not going to be able to pull it off. She's not going to have the chops and the maturity to do it. Kirsten Dunst at 10, yeah, she pulled it off. She nailed it. She hit it out of the park. So I love Ender's Game. And the books that followed, not the Shadow books. I hear they're really good. I like Ender's Shadow, and I think I read Shadow of the Hedgeman. But that's all I've read. He's written more Shadow books following Bean, and I haven't read them because I don't want to give him any more fucking money because I don't like him. But I love Ender's Game, and I encourage people to beg, to borrow, steal it, buy it used, so Orson Scott Card isn't getting a penny for it. But, Ender's Game is a classic. And the trilogy that followed it of Children of the Mind, Xenocide, Children of the Mind, and Speaker for the Dead. I think that's I don't know the fucking order, but those 3 books are like follows Ender as an adult, and radically different from Ender's Game in covering some things like philanthropic thread, I think it's called. Really some intriguing ideas about personage and existence and aliens and it's just this really cool shit. Another favorite author, David Brin, Earth, which is set maybe 30 years in the future, 50 years in the future, and like Earth is falling apart, or society's okay. Technology is dirt cheap. Water is fucking expensive. Clean water, it's a commodity. It's no longer like a service, it's a fucking commodity. In 50 years, if we're lucky, we survive Trump. Can we survive climate change? Let's talk about climate. Let me mention one more author, 2 more authors, then I'll talk about climate change. Robert Heinlein, classic Heinlein, misogynistic. Kill the author. Enjoy the books as best you can. Stranger in a Strange Land, brilliant. The Moon is a Harsh Mistress, brilliant. His whole future history, his whole. I can't remember the name of the guy who has the family line, the huge family line. Brilliant stuff, though. Heinlein, Starship Troopers. Starship Troopers is a brilliant treatise on a military society. If a society valued service and required military service to be a citizen. The movie, not so much. It was a satire about bugs. They could have called it Space Troopers or Bugger Attack or anything besides Starship Troopers, because it was not Starship Troopers. Because a movie of Starship Troopers would be fucking dull. Duller than an accurate version of Dune. Jimmy Smits. Oh, God. The new one may be good. The new one looks really good. And I hope it's accurate and good. Because we've had both. David Lynch's take on Dune has almost nothing to do with the book or the following books. It's like the weirding device doesn't exist in Dune. it is by Willow. The second mantra. I mean, there's I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is a little. Fear is something. I will face my fear. I'll let it pass over and through me. And when it's gone past, I'll turn around to face its path. Where fear is gone, nothing shall be there. Only I shall remain. It's some whatever the Mentat thing is, or the Bene Gesserit thing is. The Mentat said is by fear. It is by will alone that I do. Which I only know the Filk version. It is by caffeine alone that I do shit. Hail Caffeina, the hyperkinetic maiden, the goddess that gets things done. But all that shit, the secondary shit, it was by will alone, it says by will in motion. No, that's not in. That's not it. Where the fuck did that come from? It came from David Lynch. But it's a highly entertaining film. Patrick Stewart is in that film. He's great. Fucking Dale Cooper there. Kyle MacLachlan, a little old for the part, but still really brilliant as Paul Atreides. Sting, come on. Sting as Harkonnen with the fucking V silver bird underwear and glistening naked body. Come on. It's right up there with Jared's crotch in Labyrinth as like making children question what's wrong with my body. Why do I feel a tingle when I see Jared's crotch, his bulge, his cup. Doom 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 doom. I want to tell you my side of the case. Kaka. Policy of Truth remix, really good. Anyhow, Dune, the film that David Lynch came out with, really entertaining. Don't see the extended versions because there's like 3 or 4 hour cuts which Lynch had nothing to do with, and I respect Lynch as a director, and I respect his wishes not for people not to see those films, because they're not his vision, they're not his film. What his vision? It's on the screen. That's Dune. It rains at the end. I'll ruin it, motherfuckers. It rains at the end. What? Rain on Arrakis? No! No! Fuck's sake. I think it was like 20 years ago that Sci-Fi Channel, maybe it was 20 years ago? It's not recent, but Sci-Fi Channel did a miniseries on Dune. And it was pretty book accurate. And I didn't like the color palette that they chose for the visuals. They got the Thropters right. And Paul was the right age. Muad'Dib. My name is a killing word. That whole killing word, whatever. Muad'Dib was the right age. But dull. Not as exciting as the movie. So we have yet to have a book accurate, exciting take on Dune. I think the upcoming film is going to do it. Jason Momoa's in there, a whole bunch of other people. I feel like Jason Momoa is like my Dan Cortese. Like, this place has got everything. Midgets, ping pong pool tables, my dad, MTV's Dan Cortez. I fucking love Stefan. And I guess my Stefan is Jason Momoa. And I like it's my Tom Cruise for Rosie O'Donnell. My Tommy. I'm all about Jason Momoa and his manly pecs and his beautiful body and his beautiful beard and his beautiful heart. And Lenny Kravitz. What's funny is like Jason Momoa did something beautiful. Lenny Kravitz did something really beautiful was the thing. Lenny Kravitz wished his ex-wife, Lisa, and Jason all the best in the world. Because we are a family. We are one family. She's no longer my wife, but we are still a family, and you're part of it, Jason, and I love you. And did Lenny Kravitz's name start trending on Twitter? No, Lisa Bonet started trending. Why? because Lisa Bonet is apparently made of fairy dust because she was married to Lenny Kravitz and Jason Momoa. And oh my God, can you imagine if the three of them were polyamorous? Maybe they are. Maybe they're really a family. Maybe they have a king-size bed or bigger like Pendor. We'll get to that later if Alf ever watches me. That'd be cool. That'd be so cool if Alf Sternberg watched this show. I'll tell him about it. We'll see. Journal entries of Ken Shardik. Google it. Anyway, but to go from Lenny Kravitz to Jason Momoa and still to have been with both men, Lisa Bonet is not human. She is fey. She hasn't like enticed them and hypnotized. It's just her ethereal, non-earthly beauty has managed to capture the hearts of two of the most beautiful, kind, loving men. Not guys, men. Let's talk about that for a second. I love getting this stuff out in the world. No one's watching this. Say Anything with John Cusack and Ione Skye. He plays a guy named Lloyd Dobler, and he's dating. He's like an art guy. He's like just this guy, He just like doesn't fit in with the crowd. He's the oddball character, uncomfortable in situations and introverted and shit, and not in the popular circles. He asks one of the most popular girls in school out on a date, and she says okay. And they start dating. They fall in love. Her father makes her break up with him. Classic scene of him standing outside of her house with the boombox over his head, playing In Your Eyes by Peter Gabriel, which is their song, and then fucking sales of that single took off like a skyrocket and so topped the charts again because it's a great fucking song and it should have been great to start with. And if you haven't seen the live version of that song with Yusu Endure on the African chant part of that. Oh, so good. Peter Gabriel and Yusu Endure dancing together. Oh my God, so good. Woo! Ric Flair. Woo! Yeah, I like wrestling too. I'm multifaceted. I like goth music. I like the Beatles and Led Zeppelin and Rolling Stones. And I like wrestling and MMA and football. I like American. I like Football League, National Football League, and some of the like Big Ten, what's not. Except I don't understand why they're playing during a pandemic. I know it's entertaining. I can't watch because all I can think of is there's a good vector. That wasn't a great tackle. That was a great vector that you could infect the other team. I can't watch that shit. I'm watching like this. Like, no, oh God. And college is the thing that just drives me nuts. Why are you like, I mean, it's voluntary. Why are you, as a young man, going out and playing it's the game you love. Why are you playing football during a pandemic? Don't do it. Take a year off. Wait until you're safe. This shit'll kill you. And if it doesn't kill you, it's not going to make you stronger. It's going to make you weak. It's going to kill your career before you start. Professional football, yeah, I don't agree with it either. But if it kills some careers, you've had a good run. But if you're 20 years old and you catch COVID because you're playing in Pac-12 or whatever, playing football, that's it for you. You're going to have lung problems, kidney problems, blood problems, liver problems, brain problems, beyond any concussion you could think of, concussion protocol. No. Wear your masks. I mean, look at the fucking referees wearing masks and shit. This shit's dangerous, for fuck's sake. Oh my, man. Can't imagine doing organized sports during this time. Anything interesting on my phone? I got some icons. Look at my phone for a second here. Talk amongst yourself. I got nothing. It's fine. But, I'm going to build up a backlog of video so that when people do start watching me live, they can come back to these hidden gems of the early episodes of me just talking and rambling without anyone else to talk to. My goal, I don't have any goals for this venture. It would be nice to get 50 viewers. It would be nice to get 1,000 viewers. Whatever. I doubt anyone's going to watch. But I'm putting myself out there. I had my podcast. I did 2 podcasts, which I hopefully will pick them up again at least during my manic phase. Pan the Pagan, about Wicca and paganism, and Be Okay, which is my depression and anxiety podcast about just trying to be okay. Right now, I'm super right now. Thank you for asking. I'm okay right now. I'm okay. Money's tight, but I'm okay. Nice mix of Strange Love, which harken back to People Are People in this mix, which is a good mix. One of my favorites. Don't know the name of it, but it's out there. Depeche Mode 101. Great concert film. Great. It follows, in addition to showing you the band behind the scenes and showing you the band in concert, Depeche Mode, it follows these kids, 18 to 22 or whatever, who are in a tour bus going to the shows. Not Depeche Mode's tour bus, their own bus. And they're just like they're mundanes to punks kind of, and they're hanging out, and people looked at that. They loved having that aspect of it, to see the fans and get to know the fans, and this group of fans, but getting to know them better. And then from that, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump to the real world on MTV. I watched the first 5 seasons of that. The 5th season was the one where we have Pedro, and I can't remember the name of the guy. There was a guy and a girl there, Pam, and the guy whose name I've forgotten, who's a comic book artist, who Pam and he fell in love and they got married. It's like the one success story of the real world. And the tragedy of Pedro, who was a gay man with AIDS. And this was back in the 90s when AIDS was still decimating the gay community, the whole world. I mean, it's not just a gay disease, but it hit gay people first. They called it the gay cancer before they knew what it was. It had different names before they came up with acquired immune deficiency syndrome. And SARS is, I think it was SARS-2 maybe, it was the virus that carries it. I don't remember. I just remember, safe sex, consensual sex, safe sex, blah, blah, blah. But so much art and passion came out of fighting AIDS. Rent came out of fighting AIDS, the Broadway musical. Movie, different take on it. Original cast, they're a little old for it, but I'll take it. To see Jesse Martin kissing a boy, that's great. I'll take that. That's fun. But longtime companion, I can't remember all the gay cinema. I grew up with my friend. I had a number of friends who aren't watching this. No one knows. I told them, but they're not here. 2 of them was Aaron and Mindy. And in our college and post-college, in our college years, we would we would get together at Mindy's grandmother's house and go down into the playroom in the basement, it's finished basement, and watch movies. And it was always like it was college years, right? So it was like my exposure to gay cinema because it would always be a film that we wanted to see that was interesting that Aaron wanted to see about gay culture. Something like Long Time. I'm not looking at my dick. I'm looking at my feet. They're in socks and making sure my socks are on to protect my feet and not. They're droopy. One of them's droopy because it's an older sock, and I'm afraid it's going to fall off my bandaged foot. Welcome to my world. Gay cinema. I saw so many films like Longtime Companion and Torch Song Trilogy. Fantastic film. Paris is Burning. Everyone wants to be in House Extravaganza. We're the best house in the. God, I wouldn't be caught dead in Extravaganza. The gay club scene, the house scene, which Madonna stole from voguing. That is a thing. That's gay subculture. That is the queer subculture appropriated by a straight woman, Madonna, and made popular. A white woman. White people. White people. White people. White people, if you're watching, stop cultural appropriation. Ava is like losing her mind right now because she has issues with people who are worried about cultural appropriation. And all I'm concerned about is respect. If you're doing it out of respect and love and kindness, and especially if you get the okay from people in that culture that you want to use their shit, that's one thing. If you're just like stealing rock and roll from African Americans, fuck you. Good music and a lot of good music come out of it, but really, fuck you for doing that and starting and taking something that was a black person did and redoing it as a white guy and making money off of that. Fuck you, Vanilla Ice for fucking over their white people stealing Queen's music too. Fucking Vanilla Ice was no, it wasn't Vanilla. Who the fuck was it at the Trump at Mar-a-Lago recently? It was some fucking nobody who used to be somebody. This used to be my playground. Fucking Trump leaves his guests behind with fucking maskless Rudolph Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani there, God damn it. I'm gonna have to get up in someone's grill tomorrow. Monday. I got my refund from my 2019 tax return. I don't have it yet because it's held up apparently because it needs some stuff. And when I got the letter, I was in a depressive phase and I didn't do it. I was like, fuck it, I just put it in the pile. Well, it's out of the pile now. It is now in priority 1. Tomorrow and Monday, I'm going to, actually today and Monday, because it is Sunday morning at like almost 3. I am going to get the shit done, get the forms filled out, and sent to them so they can review them, see if, I don't know what they're going to do. I may owe them money. I may get more money back. I don't know, but they just need this shit done. And then I can get my tax return, which will be nice to have a cushion in my bank account. It'll be nice to have some money in case my car breaks down. I can afford to pay for it and not borrow money from someone or get money from someone, friends or family. That's probably going to happen in my life. I'm probably going to have to ask for money from friends and family again. Not because I'm in the hole because of crazy shit, which I'll talk about in a second, but because I'm doing my best and it's just not good enough. Shit happens. I mentioned this like 2 hours ago, and I think I may actually just end it here because I don't want to make like a 5-hour rambling episode. No one's going to watch that shit. But credit.org. I don't know if I ever finished that story, but long story short, too late. Get a clue, people. They're taking my credit card debt and my medical debt, which I have outstanding medical debt. That's about 2/3 of my credit card debt. That's how much I ramped up my credit cards. So much shit I bought. But they're taking my medical debt, which I've been avoiding like the plague because don't want to think about it. And I'm basically going to be paying this company a little, like $10 more than I was paying already for minimal credit card payments. And they're going to assume my debt, and they're going to pay off my debtors. And in 3.5 years, I'll be debt free, and I'll have a decent credit score. Right now, my credit score is poor. It was good, now it's poor. It'll be good again, and I'll have a clean slate. I won't have any credit cards, which I don't want because I can't handle my shit. I can't handle the responsibility. Until I can, I'm not getting another credit card. I can't. I'll just fuck up, and I know I'll fuck up. You know, Leo McGarry. I can't have a drink. Why? Because I don't want a drink. I want 10 drinks. But why do you want 10 drinks? Because I'm an alcoholic. It was so sad to see him fall off the wagon, but he picked himself off and got his shit together because he was Leo McGarry. And then the actor died. And West Wing, great show, great loss. He was a great guy, great actor, and apparently a good human being. Because I only know him from TV show, and I like him on the TV shows. Leo McGarry. Don't know the actor's name, which I should. I'm 50. But yeah. Leo McGarry. I can't remember where the fuck I'm going with this. 3.5 years from now, I'll be debt free. No credit cards. Living my life, living my best life that I can live, doing shit like this and bitching about inequality, people who are getting shit upon by organized religions like the LGBTQ community, like women in general, getting shat upon by evangelicals and radical Christians and people who aren't following the words of their Lord Jesus Christ. Trump is not a Christian. Let's talk about this for a minute. I'll leave on this note. Trump is not a Christian. Trump is a charlatan, and the evangelicals literally think he's the hand of God, that his will shall be done through him, through Trump. I'm like, really? Why would God pick this orange fuck to be his right hand, his hand? Why not a priest? Why not a bishop, or someone like Mother Teresa, who's a fucking saint on this earth? Why someone like Trump? You know why? Because Trump hates gay people. Trump hates the things that, or he says he does. I think he's full of shit, no matter how you smell it. And the evangelicals think that, because Trump shits on the same people that they shit upon, that his shit don't smell and that he is a Christian. I made the mistake of like following a discussion, a quote about him being the hand of God, to an evangelical bulletin board website, an evangelical Christian website, and I posted something on there, and I started catching shit for it, and I'm like, really? Oh! Clicky keyboard. WASD.com or WASD keyboard. They are a great keyboard company. This is one of theirs. It is gorgeous. Look at this shit. Look at this. Hang on. Look at this. Look at this. This is my keyboard. The keys are purple and lavender. I chose the colors. I chose the style. You can do that. You can change, the symbol that you have on there, and more importantly, it's a nice heavy keyboard, you know, and it's got cherry switches. Cherry is has been the gold standard of mechanical keyboard hardware, but there's like Razer has switches, and there are other switches out there that are comparable and arguably better. Corsair, I think, has their own switches, and Corsair keyboards are the bomb. But this is a nice. I like mechanical keyboards because it's got that tactile, that clicky feel to it, clicky sound. It's very satisfying, and hopefully it helps my typing. My typing is bad because my hands are numb, so I can't type as well as I used to. It's why I can't play MMORPGs like I used to, which is why I'm quitting WoW. Um, okay, the Trump thing argued with the evangelicals, and I made a list, checked it twice, of 12 quotes that Trump does not follow. And I said, you know who said these things? The Lord Jesus Christ himself. Look it up. These are all from the Bible. And they're all the words of Jesus. And I picked 12 quotes from Jesus, 12 actual words of Christ, allegedly in the Bible, and prove that Trump did not follow that. And I'm sorry, you can pick and choose what you want. I'm picking 12 quotes from Jesus, and that Trump is not living up to the word of Jesus Christ. Do you think he's a Christian? No, he's not. He's a charlatan. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Protect your flock, motherfuckers. Well, he's out of there anyway. Which is why I want to talk about Linus. I'll leave it on a better note. Linus is my nephew. He is 26 or 27, but he'll always be 26 to me. And he's so cool. Didn't go to college. He just didn't click with him. But he's so into computers, like his uncle. I just started doing computer tech support because I just use computers so much. I learned how to do it, and I could troubleshoot and solve problems because this was a hobby. And Linus was so good with computers. He's doing computer support and computer related work, and he's got a nice apartment. Now he's sharing an apartment with a friend. He's got a nice apartment, nice bedroom, making good coin and saving as much money as can. He's got so much in savings. He doesn't get that from me, his uncle, who ran up credit card debt, which in 39 months, I keep forgetting I'm not finished. 39 months I'll be debt free. I told you that, okay. He's saving money. He's got a lot in the bank. He is giving to his friends, but he's chill. He's like, friend of his, like, I can't afford this car. My car repairs. Linus, can you help me? Sure. Here's a check. Go. Just pay me back when you're able to. And he's not worried that it may take, a couple years. They'll pay him back. If they don't, then, just fucking cut him out of his life and shit. Shit'll happen, but they'll pay him back. Kindness of his heart. And in fact, to a point where he said, I'll lend this friend money. And I told him, if you come back to me and give me the money back, I'm going to go to your girlfriend and check with her to make sure that you're okay financially. Because if you're not, I'm going to give you the check back and refuse to take money from you until you're solvent. That's the kind of heart this kid has. He loves his friends. He'll go the extra mile. He'll give him the shirt off your back. So he'll give him the shirt off his back, knowing that they'll wash it and give it back to him when they can afford a shirt of their own. And that was me in when I was flush with money. I'd buy dinner for my friends. I gave money to my friends and said, pay it forward. Don't pay me back, pay it forward. Do something nice for somebody else when you have the ability to. Or pay me back when you can. He's very much like me in that regard. I'm not good with money, but I could say within my means. It's just learning how to do that now, and my means are so shallow. Um, but he's funny. He is acerbic. He is sarcastic. He wants to burn the motherfucker to the ground and rebuild the entire United States government. And I'm like, okay, man, I will follow you into battle. You are the man. And tonight, I visited him, hung out, only for about an hour because I was so fucking late. Maybe 2 hours instead of three. He wanted me to show up. He wanted me to show up around 5, and I didn't get here till 6 because I started late, and my GPS had an aneurysm and almost took me to West Bumfuck, Virginia, or some shit instead of his apartment. Which he lives in a complex that is laid out. I don't know how it's laid out. 'Cause it was dark at 5 o'clock here, or 6 when I got there, and it's like he's in Building K. Where the fuck is Building K? And I found Building K. Didn't find the door to his apartment, his apartment number. Drove right by it and tried to go around the back, but there is no back to get to. There's no way to drive to it. And so I literally drove by his door and had to like backtrack and get back to where he lives. And it was fucking dark. I don't know where the fuck I'm going in this place. You know, where the fuck? But we were talking and shit about a lot of things. And I said to him, Linus, you know that I've been playing World of Warcraft and I'm quitting now because of my hands and I can't raid. I can't play the game as well as I want to anymore. And I officially pass the baton to you. Because he plays WoW because when he was young, he saw me playing. And like I said, the teacher has become the master because he taught me how to be a better hunter in Battle for Azeroth, the last expansion. And now he has surpassed me and he's kicking ass in Shadowlands. And he's got a great guild of people that they're all friends in real life, which is amazing to have a guild like that. It's a treasure, and I hope he cherishes it. And so it's like, I got there at 6, and he's like, at 7, I gotta get going. I have an officers meeting. Gotta get ready for raid. I'm like, okay, you know, my bad for being late. I dig. And kindness of his heart, he still was chatting with me about 20 after 7. Like during his officers meeting, he stepped out and made sure I was chill. And then I got the fuck out of Dodge, and he's raiding. Hopefully he's killing some monsters and generating some really good memories with people. Because, you know, he is now the master. Only a master of evil does. The flashlight battle. And on that note, the secret episode of Talk Talk is done for tonight. I want to thank my one viewer, which might be me. I can't tell who it is. When people come back to this, I hope they enjoy it. I'll probably cover everything that I've said tonight in a future episode because no one's watching this one. Oh, man. I'm just having fun talking at myself, okay? I don't know. Maybe I need therapy. But wait. I have therapy. Tuesday. Have a good night, everybody in the future who's watching this from the future. Are the cars flying yet?